In the beginning of the story, we see a city in Korea where people don't look very happy. And looking at them, it seems that the population of this city is currently in depression. There is an innocent girl living in this city, Yang, who is a little worried to see people around her committing suicide. But because of the problem of money, she can't leave this city and go anywhere. She is a very happy-go-lucky type of girl and lives in a small apartment with her friend, Jimmy. Then one day, an old woman named Mrs. Cho comes here to meet Yang. She tells Yang that you have been selected for the housemaid job you applied for. Yang was very happy to hear this news because the house she is going to become a housemaid in is very rich. And for this job, Yang will get a lot of money. The very next day, she takes a train and leaves for that place. There Yang finds out that Mrs. Cho is also a housemaid of this house. And she spent her whole life taking care of this house. After this, she meets the owner of this house, Julia. Julia is pregnant at the moment, and she has twins in her womb. And to take care of all of them, Yang has been called here. Yang's job is going to be very long because after Julia's delivery, Yang has to take care of both the children. Immediately after this, Yang gets to work. Now, because this family is very rich, so their ways are also a little different from others. The servants here have to live in a special kind of uniform. And after putting all the food on the dinner table, the servants have to eat the leftover food. But Yang doesn't care about all this. And as far as Mrs. Cho is concerned, she has already accepted this life. Where on the one hand, Yang is very happy, on the other hand, Mrs. Cho looks a little rude. And deep inside, she also has the insecurity that this new girl might become more special than me for this family. If Yang likes anyone in this house the most, then it is the 8-year-old daughter of the owner of this house, Rosie. Now, because Yang herself is like a child from the inside, so she gets along very easily with children like Rosie. Rosie also likes Yang a lot, and that's why when her mother Julia asks, she also praises Yang. Then at night, the owner of this house, Park, comes to his house. Park is not only a rich family man, but also a big businessman. As soon as he reaches here, he meets the new maid of this house, Yang. And along with giving his introduction, he also talks nicely to make her feel comfortable. Looking at Mrs. Cho's face, it is clear that she was very angry after seeing all this. Yang likes the nature of the owner of this house, Park, and she had become very comfortable. Then from the next day, she also starts serving the owner of this house. And Park also gives her a smile in between to make her feel comfortable. At night, when Yang was cleaning the bathtub, then Park also reaches here at the same time. Seeing Yang in this state, he also gives her an evil smile. The next day, Park and his family go to a farmhouse for a vacation. To take care of Julia and her child, Yang also went with them. After having fun all day and night, Park was getting intimate with his wife. But due to being pregnant for 8 months, their process did not go very well. And to a large extent, Park was still unsatisfied. Then after this, he comes down to quench his thirst and goes to Yang's room. Yang was a little scared to see him in this condition, but still she did not react much. In a few moments, she understands what Park wants from her. And somewhere, Yang also had no objection to this. First of all, he gives Yang some wine to drink. And after that, everything that Park wanted happens between the two of them. After returning home, Yang gets back to her work. And now, avoiding Julia's eyes, there were signs between her and Park in the eyes. Yang started liking this house a lot now. The main reason was his good relationship with Park's daughter, Rosie. Then one night, when Yang was sleeping, Park comes to his room. Looking at Yang's condition, it turns out that maybe she was waiting for Park to come. He gives Yang some wine to drink again, because this is the style of Park before getting intimate. After this, they both go to the washroom and start getting intimate. And at the same time, listening to these strange voices, Mrs. Cho sees them both doing this. The next day, she understands by looking at Yang's behavior that because of the physical relationship with the owner of this house, this girl now thinks of herself as equal to him. After this, when she goes to Park to give him his breakfast, he gives Yang a check for last night's service. Seeing this money, Yang realizes that in the end, he is the servant of this house who was given a tip to give some extra service. Yang feels a little bad about this, but still, she can't stop herself from getting close to Park. Park's wife, Julia, is completely unaware of all this, and she is very happy to see Yang's work. One day, Mrs. Cho explains to Yang that you don't try to get closer to the owner of this house. What if you only get disappointed later? You may not even realize that being the maid of a rich family is a very disgusting job for which a person has to sell his conscience many times. But until now, Yang had started liking Park a lot. That's why she doesn't pay much attention to Cho's words. Then one day, Mrs. Cho goes to meet Julia's mother. Actually, Julia's mother often meets Mrs. Cho to get information about her daughter. Cho tells her that your son-in-law Park and the new maid of that house are having an affair. And until now, there have been many physical relations between them. And seeing the changes in Yang's body, Mrs. Cho is quite sure that she is pregnant. Julia's mother knows that her son-in-law is not only rich, but also a fraud. So she starts thinking that she will have to do something about that new maid soon. One day, Yang goes to meet her friend Jimmy. She tells Jimmy everything about her and Park's relationship. Hearing all this, Jimmy gets a little scared, and she explains to Yang that I have seen this world more than you. That's why I'm telling you to quit that job as soon as possible. You don't know these rich people, and for now, your stay there is not free from danger. Then one day, Julia's mother comes to her house to meet her. Yang was cleaning on a wooden ladder at that time. While climbing the ladder, Julia's mother's balance is disturbed, and then she suddenly pushes Yang's stool. Yang was injured a lot because of falling down. Julia had understood that her mother did all this on purpose, but still she couldn't understand why her mother did this. To get Yang treated, Mrs. Cho takes him to the hospital. Here Julia gets very angry at her for her mother's action. So she explains to her daughter that your husband is having an affair with that maid, and I am quite sure that she is pregnant. Hearing this, Julia gets very scared, and she doesn't understand that who should she get angry at, her husband or that maid? Her mother explains to her that you don't worry too much about this. Tonight your husband is going abroad for some work, so before he comes back, I will get rid of this new maid. Julia was very sad about this, and she was feeling cheated from inside. Here, after getting all the tests done in the hospital, Yang finds out that she is pregnant. Mrs. Cho also informs Julia and her mother about this. Her friend Jimmy comes to meet Yang in the hospital. She tells Yang to keep the child or get an abortion, but it's not right for you to stay in that house anymore. If those people find out about this child, they will make your life hell. Despite Jimmy's explanation, Yang doesn't listen to her, and after a few days, she gets discharged from here and goes back to that house. To meet Yang, Julia goes to his room. But now her view of Yang had completely changed. Deep inside, she couldn't digest that how can her rich husband make a relationship with this poor girl. Julia's mother tells her not to be angry with her husband. This problem always exists with rich boys. If you hate your husband for this, then maybe you two will get divorced. And after that, you will have to leave all this luxury. That's why it would be better if we target that housemate. The next day, Yang tells Mrs. Cho that she is thinking of leaving this job. Cho tells her that if you want to leave this job, then leave quietly without telling anyone, because these rich people consider housemates as their father's property. But Yang is a very innocent girl in this world, and that's why she starts thinking that how can she leave this job without telling. On the other hand, Julia's mother was spreading poison in her daughter's heart for Yang. She says that if this girl leaves this house without getting an abortion, then maybe she will ask for her share in this property in the future. And it's not just about money here. She will make your life hell. A few hours later, Yang comes to tell them that she is leaving this job. So Julia gets angry and starts slapping Yang. She says to Yang that I treated you very well, and in return you gave me this reward. After this, Julia's mother gives him a check of $100,000 and says that first of all, you have to get this child aborted, and only after that you can leave here. Yang is quite surprised by this. How did these two find out about his pregnancy? After leaving this room of Yang, Julia tells her mother that Yang is very attached to children. That's why she won't get this abortion so easily. Seeing Yang's condition, Mrs. Cho finally starts sympathizing with him. She gets angry at him and says that I told you to leave quietly without telling anyone. Yang says, but how did these people find out about the pregnancy? So Cho doesn't answer this question, because somewhere she was responsible for all this. In the night, while sleeping, the innocent girl Rosie comes to Yang and says that I will keep watch here all night so that you can sleep comfortably. Yang asks her who is in danger. So Rosie tells him that I saw it with my own eyes that day that your grandmother deliberately pushed you down the stairs. I don't know why, but maybe she wants to kill you. But Yang is so simple that she doesn't believe what Rosie says. The next day, Julia's mother brings a medicine to abort the baby from a doctor she knows, and then she mixes it with Yang's medicines very cleanly. Yang doesn't know anything about it, so unknowingly she also drinks it. One day, she tells Rosie in a conversation that she also has a baby in her stomach, and she wants her to have a baby like Rosie, along with Yang. Now Rosie was also getting attached to that baby. Here, it was time for Julia's delivery, so her mother takes her to the hospital with her. Meanwhile, once Yang also tries to run away from this house, but the security catches him from outside and brings him back home. Here in the hospital, Julia gives birth to 2 twin children. Park had also reached the hospital to meet his family. Seeing both his twin children, Park was very happy, and to express this happiness, he tries to kiss Julia. But Julia was very angry with him inside, and that's why she bites his lips in anger while kissing. Angry with this act of Julia, Park immediately comes home. Here in front of the mirror, when he was looking at his cut lips, he hears someone bathing in the bathroom. Park goes there and sees that Yang was sitting in the bathtub. He is a little surprised by this, that what is she doing in our room? Yang tells him that she is going to be the mother of Park's child, and his wife Julia also knows this now. She screams in front of Park and says that I want to keep this child, so please don't get me an abortion. Park doesn't care much after hearing all this, but in the meantime, Yang's stomach starts to hurt, and she suddenly starts vomiting blood in the bathtub. After being unconscious, Yang is taken to the hospital, and Julia's mother reaches there and gets him an abortion very cleanly. Then the next day, when she tells Park about Yang's pregnancy and his abortion, so after hearing all this, Park gets angry with her. Park was not angry that he was getting an abortion, but it was that so much was done in this house without telling him. He tells his mother-in-law that this is a personal matter of our house, so you shouldn't have interfered here. Seeing all these actions of Park's family, Mrs. Cho also feels very bad, and she was regretting that all this happened because of her. Cho was so ashamed of her mistake that she finally tells Yang that she was the one who told Julia's mother about her pregnancy. Yang gets very angry after hearing this, and she immediately slaps Mrs. Cho twice. Cho was so ashamed that she couldn't say anything in return. After this, she gives Yang a check and says that Park's family has given you this money as compensation, so leave this city as soon as possible and go away from here. Yang was very saddened by all this. She says that I will definitely take revenge from that family. After this, Yang leaves this city and goes back to her friend Jimmy. Then one day, she makes a decision and goes there again. And with the help of Mrs. Cho, she sneaks into that house. She sees those 2 twin children in the Park's room, so she picks one of them and starts loving him. Seeing this, it is clear that Yang's biggest wish was to become a mother. Meanwhile, Park comes there and gets angry at her, so Yang runs away from this room and hides somewhere in this house. After this, Park and his entire family sit in the hall below and start wondering what this girl has come here to do. They order Mrs. Cho to go and find Yang quickly, but Cho tells her that now she doesn't want to work for these lowly people, and after this, she leaves this job and goes away from here. Meanwhile, these people see Yang upstairs. She very lovingly says hi to the innocent Rosie. Rosie asks her, "How is the baby in your stomach now?" Yang tells her that now that baby is dead, and that's why she doesn't want to live anymore. Park explains to her that whatever happened to you, we can give you more money as compensation for that. Yang is very upset by the fact that these useless people don't understand anyone's feelings and want to solve every matter only with money. That's when she suddenly puts a bandage around her neck whose rope she had tied before the swing, and as soon as she sees her, she hangs herself in front of her eyes. Meanwhile, the fire in this room catches her clothes. Park and his family are scared to see this scene, and the innocent Rosie sees Yang dying in front of her eyes. After this, a few months later, Park and his family go out somewhere to celebrate Rosie's birthday. And seeing these people, it doesn't seem at all that they have any special difference from Yang's death. Park and his wife have now forgotten that incident to a large extent. This little girl was very attached to Yang, and she knows very well that it was because of her family that Yang took her life. And with this emotional ending, this story ends here. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.